in some place it had been only in 11 different cities in the world. So they chose a very nice spot of the city, especially downtown, which means it resembled the Spanish Viceroyal ship. So we start with a parade in this place. So this was part of the...
Te quería saludar. Yo te visité antes de irme de cónsul general a China. ¿Estás en la entrevista?
En la entrevista, sí.
Termina.
Okay. And,
okay, so let me ask the question again. Please, Minister, you have introduced so many new ideas in promoting Mexico City. Can you please give us examples?
Yes. We have broken different Guinness record, world's Guinness record, because that's the only way to keep the attention of around the world. As I showed to some media members yesterday, and also some wholesalers, that I show in the picture the different news from all over the world. So we have broke 8 world's Guinness record already, and this is a very important thing because we only invite Guinness. We have to pay the dues, but if we break it, we keep the attention of every world, and that's an easy way to say, hey, here we are working, we're peaceful, and we are in a nice place because we are doing in a different part of the city that we like to show the different.
So what was broken? Please tell us. Chefs, something to do with chefs?
Okay, the chefs Guinness with the most number of chef gathering in the Independence Angel.
How many of them?
More than 3,000 chefs, and it used to have Dubai used to have this world record. The other one was the waiters running Old Main Street, Reforma Street, and also it was a very crowded because a lot of people were just staying and watching what happened with the record. The third one was the most important classic and old cars exhibit. The world Guinness used to have from Holland. They have it in Amsterdam, but not anymore now in Mexico City. The other one was a selfie by the internet that everybody is taking themselves the picture. So there's another one. The beer tasting. That's another. The big rock that we made with a tap of how do you call with the taps, the colorful taps that we broke the Guinness record.
It's the clay do. It's a brand, an international brand.
Okay. Yes.
And also went by to dress the people like the Beatles.
Yes.
Singing all together, Let It Be.
Yeah.
And now we have it in Mexico.
Wow.
By the way, in Mexico City, we have one of the biggest Beatles fans association.
Okay.
That's an active organization that has more than 50,000 members, active everybody.
Okay.
So we have invited every year to have a very nice commemoration, and that's also another product that we have done. And
it's going to be Design City, I think, for the future?
Yes, we're having a World Design Capital. We went a couple of weeks ago to Taiwan, and because it was the big presentation, and it's going to be in 2018. This big, they're coming more than 90 countries around the world.
I see. And you're also going to several countries to give press conferences at the airport. Can you please tell us something about it?
Yes.
How you're reaching out?
The world's record number 9 is gonna be. I'm gonna be around the world in 60 hours.
Yes.
Showing our new brand CDMX and show to the world. Inviting to the world to the Mexico City, because Mexico City is right now the capital of tourism, cultural and gastronomy city of Latin America. Why touristic one? Because it's not right now is the most visited one.
Yes.
Every year, last year we were visited by 13.1 million tourists that they use hotel services. I'm not counting the ones that they spend their times in a family or friend's house, or even the excursion one less than 24 hours.
Yes.
But so these amounts allow us to say that we are the most visited city in Latin America already. And cultural, because we have 4 UNESCO Heritage for Humanity. That's downtown, the University of Mexico, the studio house of Luis Barragan, and the floating boats and canals of Xochimilco, like the old ancients. They keep staying with the same attraction. And we have also 9 archaeological zones just in Mexico City. Mexico City is as big that the gross product you can compare only with Peru. So just Mexico City is like a country, or 2 times Puerto Rico and Cuba. So Mexico City is divided in 16 different counties or delegations, whatever you call them, and so you have to treat and to handle, to administrate the city like a country, because that's we're talking about 9 million people lives in Mexico City, but already the little towns, the surrounding places that are linked to Mexico City, the metropolitan area, and the total is 20 million. So 20 million, sometimes for the people will think that's too hard to live in a place very crowded, but that's not true, because everything that you do, that's a business thing. For instance, let me tell you an example. Do you imagine if every Mexican has as for breakfast only 1 egg? We're talking about 20 million eggs daily, which it means that the main supply system that we have, that's an amazing one, because when we compare during the Great Tenochtitlan with the Aztecs, it was a city of 300,000 citizens. But in the meantime, in London, you had 800,000, in Paris 200,000, and in Rome almost 250,000. So it used to be a huge with a lot of population city. So everything that you do, we are focused into the tourism affairs. So that's the reason that we have become the #1 in Latin America already.
And it brings us to the question of overcrowding. India. Yesterday you mentioned that you'll be knocking at the door of Indians. So please tell us something more about it. What's your fascination about India?
Yes, we start with our website. We have a digital information system, cdmtravel.com. And we have we are able to know which countries are more interesting in this website. And right now it's 195 countries that everybody get through this website. And we have noticed that India have been the first time they were in the 67th place position, and right now is the #9 that they go through and ask for the different attractions, which means that for next year we're planning to visit the wholesalers in New Delhi and the other big city, where's Mumbai, to invite them to go to Mexico. We know that the hardest point is that it's not a direct flight, but Aeromexico is doing a good job with us. They are our great partners and allies, and so we're going to promote to fly from some points of India, New Delhi, to Paris or to Amsterdam or Madrid, and then right away with a direct flight they can go to Mexico City.
And what's common between India and Mexico is the history. You know, we have got thousands of years of history which we share.
Yes.
And in tourism, it's a very good product.
We are very similar cultures.
So we can perhaps work together in helping each other in like people who are coming to Mexico pyramids. They would like to know about Indian pyramids or Indian excavations. So similarly, those who visit us would like to go to Mexico as well. So we can do some entwining.
Sure, that we have a very similar idiosyncrasy, because you can make a conclusion of Mexico and India is a magic.
Yes.
Mexico and India is history, culture, tradition, gastronomy, and a lot of people that wants to know what's going on in different parts of the world.
Yes.
And also India is growing very rapidly, and so there's a segment of the population of your country that they are now traveling with a long distance. So Mexico City will be a nice option for you.
So I hope that there will be new collaboration because you are a man of ideas and India needs ideas.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So this leads. So would you like to visit Indian?